Hi guys, and welcome to another edition to Memory Corner, a look back at some of the older games I played and reviewed. Today we are shining the spotlight on My Memory of Us, an emotional puzzle game which, although has some sensitive and horrific subject matter, it still manages to be uplifting and heroic. My Memory of Us is a puzzle game with a strong narrative performed by Patrick Stewart. You will need to solve puzzles by switching between two characters and working together to achieve your goals. Each character has certain skills, albeit limited, which you need to utilise to solve the puzzles at hand. The puzzles range from stealth-like puzzles, where you need to hide behind objects and out of the gaze of enemies, switch and lift puzzles whilst avoiding enemies, arcade sequences with vehicles, where you have to avoid obstacles in the road or falling objects from the sky, and a variety of mini puzzles and fetch quests. My Memory of Us tells the story of two children who reluctantly join the fight against their oppressors. The enemy are depicted as robot army, hell-bent on invasion, and the children are trying to evade capture. There are many poignant moments along the way. The game manages to relay the desperation and panic of the situation and the relentless hope against unsurmountable odds. The story really makes you wonder what life would have been like during the war and touches on an array of issues. The style and feel of the game are childlike in appearance, so you really emphasise with the children as you see the events unfold through their eyes. The story is wonderfully narrated by Patrick Stewart, who relays the story after each puzzle section. There are a variety of puzzles to perform, and you will need to switch between characters to complete the puzzles. Each character has their own strengths. The boy is able to sneak and steal objects, whilst the girl can run fast and fire stones from a catapult. The two characters can either join hands and move together, or split up and do their own thing. A great deal of the puzzle solving is knowing when to stay together and when to split the couple up. The girl can use her catapult to flip switches, which moves lifts, so you'll often find yourself placing the boy on a platform whilst the girl flicks a switch to move him. You might then sneak past a robot enemy and steal a key. Sometimes they will need to work together to push or pull objects or turn handles. You will always need to get both characters to the end of a level, so you need to work together to achieve this. Holding hands enables both characters to perform their special skills depending on who is in front. If the boy is in front, they will both be able to sneak. If the girl is in front, they will both be able to run. This is sometimes part of the puzzle solving experience. There are quite a few scenes where you will need to switch who is in front depending on whether you need to sneak past an enemy or run through them. You can easily switch with a press of a button. I did find that trying to hold hands was a lot harder than it should have been. I often pressed the button to hold hands without success, resulting in many deaths and swear words. It can become a little frustrating and did mar the experience slightly. This also applied to grabbing objects like wheels and levers. You had to position the character precisely to achieve this, which I thought was unnecessary. The game saves periodically and mostly after puzzles are completed. If you fail a puzzle, you will have to start that puzzle again from the start. On more lengthy puzzles, however, the game does save more regularly. It is a little frustrating having to start the puzzle from the beginning, but as you learn the puzzle and its solution, the subsequent runs are a lot faster. The puzzles themselves are quite difficult in places, and I found myself consulting walkthroughs on a few occasions. Once you see the answer, however, you realise your mistake, and they are always logical and never nonsensical. The puzzles mainly consist of getting your character through a variety of screens towards the end of a level. You will need to avoid capture by hiding behind objects and either running or sneaking in between cover. There are a few mini-games involving vehicles and even a couple of boss battles. Later in the game you will find that certain characters will not be able to access certain areas, so you need to split up and work independently. The puzzles are varied and interesting and sometimes a challenge to complete. The sound was excellent and added to the atmosphere of the game. The narration is clear and precise and full of emotion. There is a wonderful soundtrack in the menu section and credit screens too. The graphics are well drawn, and even though they are childlike, they seem to work well with depictions of war. animations are smooth and character movement is managed well. As a puzzle game it is okay. The puzzles are difficult in places and straightforward in others. There are some welcome injections in pace with a few arcade sequences thrown in, but the main highlight of the game is the story. It is wonderfully told and will stay with you long after you complete the game. If you enjoy puzzle games, then I would highly recommend this title. Okay, that's all for another Memory Lane review. My next instalment will be for Europa, a puzzle game set at incredibly dizzy heights, where thinking outside the box is necessary to progress. If you're interested in that one, please click the notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video and the series in Memory Lane games, then please click the like button and subscribe. Thanks and see you soon.